So basically, I'm just going to ask you your experience of the transformational body work. What did you? What were your experiences like? What did you? Any insights, or what do you think?
Oh man, I think it was amazing. At first, maybe I was a little hesitant, uh, as far as maybe I don't think I can do it, or what good is this going to do me. But afterwards, actually doing the movements and doing the breath work, I could feel the difference, and also subtle awareness of the body where I was holding tension and you know, uh, different ways that I can now use to actually loosen that tension and relax.
Sweet.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. What was the breath work like?
Breath work was amazing. It was like it was almost like swimming,
Uh
where
huh.
it's like you're putting that head up. It's kind of deep breathing, very therapeutic for your uh, inner like intestine area. I was feeling a lot of relief, gas and stuff like that,
Uh huh. Okay.
and I was also noticing tension that I had in my neck from years of like I think it's smoking.
Okay.
But as I was breathing and kind of standing, adjusting the posture, I could definitely feel those different things kind of stretching out, and where I was holding possible pent up, maybe emotions or stress or whatever, however the body tends to hold these things. But yeah, definitely the breathing helped me release, and I believe it was called slap hands,
Push
push
hands. Yeah.
hands.
Chisel.
That really helped me kind of get a good feel for where I resist, where I'm just my balance in
Uh huh.
general,
Yeah.
just back balance. Yeah,
Cool. What about emotions with the breath work, or like you? I saw terror in your face, and I mentioned it. And you said, "Yeah, pure terror."
yep,
That we didn't get that on video though. I don't think. You were sweating and
yeah. I I had felt a similar experience with the breathing techniques of like Wim Hof.
okay. Uh
I
huh.
did those one time, but this was a little bit more. I felt it more intense. I think
Mm-hmm.
because I had somebody there to actually help me to reach my fuller capabilities, rather than I was just by myself listening to something.
Right.
And even though that's great, the thing was over and I was kind of done, and maybe I was a little bit, when he'd say hold it, maybe I'd let my breath go a couple of seconds early or
Right.
whatever.
Yeah.
So I think actually being there was key, but it almost felt like a psychedelic experience that I've had
Okay.
before,
Uh huh.
and just the body gets temperature change.
Okay. Yeah.
For me, I get very tingly.
Okay.
I feel like I could acute awareness of the body due to the sensation in the body,
Right.
but it's almost alarming.
Okay.
So that's why that like look of terror was just like, oh my god, what is this feeling or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which allowed me to breathe and relax into it even more.
Okay.
And
Right.
slowly but surely, the tingling and the dizziness kind of subsides, and you're like, you feel like you just came out of the jacuzzi or the sauna or something.
Right. Yeah. What about that? You said you wanted to like go into a fetal position. I encouraged you to like stand up, or
Yeah.
like and like kind of. You even wanted to pass out, but you just stayed with it. What?
Yep.
Any thoughts, feelings about that?
Upon the inhalation, I finished like the end of that exercise, the inhalation and then exhalation. I I felt it almost felt like I wanted to fall over, like curl up.
Right.
Like I needed,
Collapse.
yeah,
Yeah.
basically. I could. It wasn't pain though. It wasn't necessarily pain, but it was almost like it was weird. It wasn't uncomfortable. It was just a new sensation.
Yeah.
I didn't. At first, my brain didn't know what to do with it, but upon like, my first reaction was, "Oh shit, I should sit down.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm dizzy. Maybe I'll fall over."
Right.
You're there. You kind of like watch over, make sure I ain't gonna fall over. And once I was sure, like I was safe,
Right.
I was like, "Oh wow, okay, cool." And afterwards, when you had me stand longer, I did feel the benefits of, okay, I stood up and I like, I breathed, I went through it. Rather than going and taking, and that's what I'm saying. I think having someone there is easier or better, I would say, because had you not been there, I probably would have sat down. I would have like immediately probably, started trying to eat or drink water, or try to solve it rather than
work through
working in the feeling and being aware and actually experiencing it. I would try to like run away from my experience through something else to try to like,
Yeah. Do you see intense. That as a wall or something that you needed to go through, like walking through some coals or?
Yeah, possibly, because you're realizing stuff that wasn't even necessary. It might have been there, but unconsciously to you, and now you have the consciousness to know you can surpass whatever that might have been.
Right. And then what about so you wanted to physically collapse, yet you stood up, not like rigidly, but just in the Tai Chi stance, soft but firm. And then the idea of collapse, how we can mentally collapse or psychologically, emotionally collapse from, shy away from our feelings or our goals or something, where you're just like, oh, fuck it, and go get high, basically, or something, Yeah. Do you see any parallels between the physically not collapsing but staying up, and maybe do you have stronger ability to take on life, so to speak?
Yeah, I believe that doing that consistently would definitely improve your willpower.
Right.
To the point where you wouldn't want to go sit down, or maybe that sit down would be the next drink, or when I'm going to get my next Big Mac or something like that.
Right. So, all right. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah. No. Yeah. Anything else? Yeah, what can I think of? Let's see. What'd you think of noticing that you're, I'm holding up? You thought I was holding the arm up, and then I'm like, hey, open your eyes, look at your hand, and then
that was very interesting too. Basically, being aware of your own subtle energy, and aware of the fact that I'm subconsciously doing shit that I'm not aware of half the time, which kind of is scary. But at the same time, it's like, oh, I could realize it and correct it.
Yeah.
How many other, and it promotes a sense of well-being, and I believe a little bit of, what do they call it? When you're able to be compassionate for other people.
Oh,
a little bit like,
Go on.
Yeah, I mean,
opening the heart a little.
Yeah,
sorry for
exactly. A little bit sympathetic. I don't want to. Yeah, because if I'm doing things unconsciously and I'm thinking I'm doing them correctly.
Yeah.
And I've been studying for a little while, not really anything, but most of the average Joe out there is probably
study some stuff. Yeah.
Bad posture, overweight.
Okay. Yeah. And then you called it subtle energy, but that's not real subtle. Having your arm in the air and not knowing you're holding your arm in the air, that's not too subtle energy,
As far as even when I was assisting,
and
then when I was dead waiting, you know what I mean?
And
some of that, it was weird. It was cool. I've never actually kind of gauged how you take all that stuff for granted, bro.
Yeah. Like when we're driving down the road, we could just be holding on to that steering wheel, all gripping it, and don't even realize it. Things like that, Squeezing our ass cheeks and fucking being all anal retentive, not even realizing it. It just goes deep. Yeah. Cool. All right. Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you.
You want to do more of it?
Absolutely.
Okay. Sweet. All right. Later.